Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Hermione, and today I want to start a new series on my channel. I want to share with you the best districts all around the world, well, in the places I visit, that you can go thrifting in, because you know I love charity shops, vintage shops, thrifting in general, it's just great. I'm going to be doing a lot of travel for work in the coming months, hence different background. So I thought this would be a fun way to keep my content going while I'm on the road and also share with you some cool stuff outside my house for once. But today I have started this series with my current home, which is London. There are so many places to thrift in London, so this is literally the tip of the iceberg. But I thought I would start with Camden and Kentish Town today because there's a lot of different things that you can find in both of those areas and something for everyone. So, without further ado, let's jump in. Okay, so I've brought you with me to Camden today to go thrifting. I don't know how long I will last, honestly. Noisy, because it's a Saturday and I think it's going to be very, very busy. But Camden has a soft spot in my heart because I always used to come here as a teenager in my emo days in the early 2000s, and it's changed a lot, but it's still got like very community feel to it, and there's a lot going on and it's a bit more touristy now, but it's great. There's great food and great charity shops. So when you get here, you're kind of faced with a big, busy intersection, and if you turn to the left you can get to the charity shops, go towards sort of Mornington Crescent area, but if you turn right then you're on the high street in Camden. You've got all the touristy shops and all of the alternative shops and the food, but it's a really, really interesting place to go, and I really love if you walk along the canals here because you can go all the way down to Regent's Park. It's a very, very pretty area. I definitely recommend going down there if you're a tourist. So let's start with the charity shops and go from there. My first stop in Camden is always the store Trade, as it's the first one on the left hand side of the road. Trade is described on their website as a charity that's working to turn waste clothing into funds and resources to reduce the social and environmental impact of our clothing. Of all the stores that we're looking at today, this one is probably one of the more expensive stores, but they do always have a really good selection of high-end and high street clothing, and they also have a vintage section in this store too, so you're bound to find something that you're looking for. This store doesn't have a homeware section, but I have been into other Trade stores that do. I didn't end up buying anything in here, although I did love this purple dress and I love this And Other Stories handbag. I ended up leaving them and moving on to the next store. It got really, really busy in here, so the next store was a little bit quieter. Okay, so that last one was a lot of clothes and it was really busy, but I think the ones up here are going to be homeware as well. I'm going to pop into Mind. I think they will have some good stuff in there. On the same side, but a little bit further up the road, is Mind, which have a really good mix of high street and vintage clothing. The store is clean and curated really well and has a lot of clothing and homewares to look through. In comparison to the shops on the other side of the street that we'll visit in a minute, the pricing was a little bit more expensive, but cheaper than Trade, and there's definitely quite a lot to look at in here. I actually found my bedroom curtains in this store a few months ago, so I do really like it. This made me laugh. My nan has this in her kitchen. On the opposite side of the road are four of my favourite shops in the area: the British Heart Foundation, Scope, Cancer Research and Oxfam, and these are a lot more like traditional charity shops because they have a lot of inventory to sift through, lots of things to look at, and pretty reasonable prices. The British Heart Foundation had really great prices actually, and I ended up finding some jeans in here for £4. And Oxfam was my favourite as they had loads of brand new clothes in here with the tags on. Every time I go into this Oxfam, they always have a £2 sale rail as well, which is really nice as you never know what you're going to go and find. this was the store that I was most successful in. I have only been in 6 charity shops and I am exhausted. Camden exhausts me. Oh my god, look at these cute houses, hold on. Aren't they cute? I love them. What I have noticed in Camden in the charity shops is that they are all incredibly picked over, so it's not really the best place if you want to come find really exciting bargains and the kind of thing that makes you go, oh, I can't believe I found that in the charity shop. It's a lot of mid 2000s business casual at the moment, so not my favourite place to shop in London. Definitely a few more places up in North London that I think you could find some really cool stuff. So if you'd like me to make more videos showing you more areas of London, I'm totally down for that. But we're still in Camden, so let's continue. Lots of shouty people today and my brain is on overload, so I'm tired. After finishing at the charity shops, I plan to head into Camden Market and show you some of the vintage shops, as there's a few I really like down here, including Rocket Vintage, but it was so incredibly busy this day and I didn't end up staying for too long. I did peek into Buck Street Market and I had a look at this vintage store that I love, and I really like these soft tie front shirts. I ended up leaving them as I was slightly overwhelmed this day, but I made a mental note to keep an eye out for something like this in the future. Okay, so behind me over here is Buck Street Market, which is like a new eco market, and they've got loads of great places to eat. I actually did some work with them a few months ago. I went to a workshop. They've always got workshops going on, so it's definitely worth looking into because it's so much fun. I met so many like-minded people. Someone's pissing in the alley behind me. I'm gonna move, hold on. Let's get back to what I was saying. Love Camden, but Saturday is a bit overwhelming, very noisy. So I think I'm gonna skedoodle home. See you back at home, I guess. Okay, day 2. I'm not gonna say Camden was a fail. Someone's pissing. But I'm just saying Saturday is not the best day to go. So I want to offer an alternative to Camden. If you did go to Camden, perhaps you didn't find what you were looking for. Kentish Town is within a short walk, maybe 15 minutes from Camden Town. And it's totally worth looking at if you like charity shops, and it's a lot less busy. So I'm going to go today and see if I can find anything in Kentish Town. Let's go. Before we go to the charity shops, I want to show you this street which is near the station. It's one of those really pretty streets where all of the houses are a different colour, and it's so beautiful around here. I would very much like to live here, but I bet you have to paint your house all the time. They're so pretty. Let's go and do some charity shopping. The charity shops in Kentish Town are by far my favourite in this area. They're much less picked over than the ones in Camden and have a lot more to choose from. The prices do vary, as in most places, but I would say that it's not as expensive as some of the shops in Camden. There's also a lot more high street clothing to pick through in these shops if you like that kind of thing, but I did spot a vintage clothing rack in the PDSA as well. And there's also a lot more homeware to look at in these shops. My favourite shop in Kentish Town is one that I only ventured into for the first time today. This is the Octavia Foundation, and it's situated in the former Blueston's ladies' wear shop. The shop was closed in 2015 after 84 years, but the charity shop has managed to keep its legacy alive, paying homage to the original shop by keeping a lot of its original features. It makes for a really unique shopping experience. And I also really like that they had a framed photo of the Spice Girls in here. And it's super pink and very vintage. There is a lot of vintage clothing and homeware to look through, with a few more modern items in the mix as well, so it's well worth a visit. Okay, so I'm done in Kentish Town. That was so much better than Camden because it was a lot less picked over. I didn't get much, but I don't really need much. I just wanted to show you how good it is in Kentish Town. So if you don't find anything in Camden, head up to Kentish Town. It's like 10-15 minute walk away, and the shops are so much better and a little bit less busy. I did, however, get a couple of things, so I'm gonna go home and share with you what I got. So that was Camden and Kentish Town, and I had a really good time in these charity shops. I found a lot of different things, not so much home decor, but definitely a lot of clothes, lots of vintage, high street designer, a really good mix. I did get a few things, and I filmed this before, and I did a little haul to show you what I got, but unfortunately my microphone wasn't plugged in, and I am no longer at home. To be honest, I didn't get much. I got a pair of brand new Abercrombie jeans that would have been £89, and they were £6.99. They even had the tags on. I love them very much. I got this shirt from the men's section because I really like the tie front shirts that they had in Camden. I might crop this and cut like ties at the front so I can tie it, but for now I've just left it. I got these earrings as well. They were £1.99 and they were brand new on the backing and everything, so I did okay. I didn't get too much, but this series isn't really about sharing with you what I'm buying. It's more about showing you the different areas and how good the thrifting is there. Let me know where else in London I should film this, because that was only just a fraction of even North London, and there's so many good thrifting spots around. And of course I have a few other countries I'm visiting soon, so I'll take you with me there as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different, but I guess I'll see you next time. Happy thrifting. Bye.